guys, welcome back to Lehigh River Subdivision. I'm Ian, and today we're going to be working on some odds and ends at the tunnel. So my rocks that I used to create the effect that rocks fell off the inside of the wall does not come out past the tunnel portals, and I needed to do that before I close up the tunnel and before I add the ballast to the track. So I figured I'd do this little video to show you how I did it. It's going to be on a much smaller scale because we're only working in a small area. But you'll get an idea of how I finished the inside of the tunnel with the rocks at the bottom, and then we'll go ahead and do the water effects at the end to give you a complete idea of the techniques that I use to create the scene. So with that being said, let's get to work. You can see where my tunnel portal starts. I got some new stone in there. I didn't come out far enough with my trough when I originally did the inside, so I filled in on both sides by the tunnel portal. So that's what we're going to work on today. My next step here is to pull this tunnel portal out, and then we're going to suck up all this loose stone in here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. They're just in with the toothpicks like I have showed before. So I'm going to pull that out, and then I'm going to get the camera set up on the tripod and get the shot back up here, and we'll suck up all this loose stone and foam that's in there. Okay, so we got the shot vacuum done in there, and we got all the loose stone. So I'm going to pop this out so we can take a closer look here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. So what I did is you can see I cut these channels in with sandpaper. I just sanded it down. So what I did was I filled this in with the silicone first, and then I just sprinkled some of the rocks on with my fingers like that. And then I just pressed it in a little bit, and then I just let it set. It takes about a day for it to set up hard. Silicone works slow, but that's fine with me. I'm in no rush, and I have tons of it here, so I'm going to use it up. So the next step is we're going to add some of these white landscape pea stone, I guess you would call them. So I have the tunnel portal back in place just so I can get an idea of where I need to put my rocks. So you can see there where the tunnel portal covers, so I'll make sure I don't put my rocks there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and we'll pick back up with putting the rocks in place. So for this, I've been using this Gorilla super glue, and that's what I'd use to put the other rocks in place. So all I really have been doing is I'll pick out stones based on the way they look, I guess. I do pick, I just don't have like a method for my madness. And what I'll do is take some of the super glue and squeeze it onto the bottom of the rock, and then I'll just come over here and find a spot and push it down in. Sometimes it just messes up on you like that. And try to put it back, because eventually you get some of this super glue on your fingers and things want to stick. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pop my tunnel portal back in and see what we got. And we'll pop this off. Tripod here. And you can see we got a couple of those rocks, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it at that on this side, and I'm going to repeat the process over on this side now. So once again, it didn't come out far enough with the acrylic painter's caulking here, So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I put it out already. I'm just going to smear it with this popsicle stick level, and then I'll put the stones in and I'll show you that process. So and what I've been using for that is these stone granules. I got this bag, I think, for $5 at Walmart. So I've been using this for like the bigger stone. When I saw this at the store, I thought it'd be good for riverbed, so that's why I purchased it. And I've been able to use it in some other places. So I always look when I'm out. You never know what you'll find at any store that you'll be able to use on your layout. So I'm always thinking of new materials and different things to use. So for this, I just go in the bag and get a pinch of it. And what I'll do is I go over here and just sprinkle it. A good bit on, because as you push it down, the acrylic caulking will actually start to push up through there. So I kind of just tamp it. And I'm doing this because it didn't come up to my tunnel portal. So that's why I'm touching this up like this. And that's really all I do. Okay, so I got some gray out here, a little burnt umber, and some beige. I'm going to mix this up for my base rock color. Exact color I had inside, but we're getting closer to the end of the tunnel, and this is going to be more closer, I think, to the color I'm going to want for the rocks. So I'm going to go ahead and use this and see what it ends up looking like. So all I'm going to do is go through and paint these rocks that I put in place. Okay, and you can see I got those rocks covered in. We'll let that soak up, and then I'll add some accent colors to it. So this is where I'm working, and I just go through, I just get a little on the end of the brush and kind of dab it around, and then on these rocks I'll just follow like a groove in the rock to insinuate like the accent colors. You can see like is it two different colors in there, and it starts to set it off, and then I'll probably come through with a little bit of that beige by itself. Okay, I'm gonna do the water effects now. I'm hoping you guys can see it from here. I really don't have a way to get the tripod on top of the layout to get a better angle, so I'm gonna try this. So we'll see what goes. But what I've been doing for this is the water effects bottle. So I've just been squeezing it till it comes out into that nozzle there like that. And I'm taking my brush and then just grabbing some of it off the end. And then I'm going up here to the layout, and then I'm just going to dab that. So you can see it's starting to dry up now, and it's starting to get the wet look to it. If it's not as wet as you want it to look, you can go back over it with again. But I'm happy with that right here. So you can see I did both sides here. And that's basically all I did to create this scene in the tunnel. So I hope this is informative and it'll help you on your layout creating some realistic looking scenes. I really like the way this looks like fallen rock, and I'm happy with the way this whole project has turned out. So with that being said, I want to say thanks for watching. Have a great week, and we'll finish up with a couple trains running through this rock cut.